Well, ladies and gentlemen, we actually have some big news coming out from Anheuser-Busch, where apparently, according to this article from St. Louis Post-Dispatch, it talks about how Anheuser-Busch has actually officially offered to pay distributors, wholesalers, and basically almost anybody affected by the terrible Bud Light sales. Essentially, they finally come out and admitted to the people who are affected the most that this is their fault, and they're trying to make things right with their distributors and wholesalers, and instead of just giving them a free case of beer like they did before, thinking that was going to be enough, apparently now they are going to try to pay these distributors and wholesalers, to the extent of which I'm not sure, but we're going to get into this article. So of course, before we do, ladies and gentlemen, please consider hitting that like button to push us out into the YouTube algorithm, and consider subscribing because we're on our way to 25,000 subscribers. It says Anheuser-Busch, in an effort to soften the blow for more than a 2-month boycott of Bud Light, on Thursday announced that it would provide financial assistance to its distributors, wholesalers, and other partners. In a securities filing, the company said it would offer sales incentives, boost marketing, and help cover the cost of fuel and freight. We recognize that over the last 2 months, the discussion surrounding our company and Bud Light has moved away from beer, CEO Brendan Whitworth wrote in a letter posted on the company's website, and this has impacted our consumers, our business partners, and our employees. In April, Bud Light partnered with transgender grifter Dylan Mulvaney, who also received a promotional can of beer with his face on it. Some people were offended by the brand using a transgender person in its marketing, and the ire of many was raised further when its vice president of marketing said that the branding of Bud Light had been kind of a fratty, out-of-touch humor brand. Now, we've covered this, till we're blue in the face, right? And we've talked about it over and over and over again. There's not much more that I can say that I haven't already said. But what I will say is that it doesn't shock me necessarily that AB is deciding to suddenly want to pay their wholesalers and distributors, because they're the ones who they screwed over the most, right? And if you look at all of these independent wholesalers and distributors, what have they been doing? They've been coming out and talking against the company. They've been coming out and talking against the decision that AB made regarding Dylan Mulvaney. They've basically all disavowed it. They've been trying to beg their local customers to come back because they don't want to get screwed over by the decision of corporate. But unfortunately for them, they're going to have to live with what that company decided to do with their image and their brand. So if you are an Anheuser-Busch wholesaler or distributor, you're just going to have to live with less sales overall. Now, I don't know how long this company is going to try to support financially their distributors and wholesalers. I'm sure they can use the money they make from their other brands that don't have some sort of like meme level of controversy surrounding it, and to use it to kind of boost these distributors and wholesalers. But at the end of the day, that is a lot of money to lose just to try to save your brand, and it's going to take nonstop action. It's going to take years, in my opinion, to get all of this back together. But I mean, let's see what more has to say. National retail sales of Bud Light has been down more than 25% since the controversy began. In May, the brand lost its long-held spot as the top-selling beer in America for that month, though it still has sold the most beer by far in both volume and dollars to date this year, said Bump Williams of Bump Williams Consulting, which specializes in alcoholic beverages. Whitworth's letter promises to make investments that will protect the jobs of their frontline employees and to provide financial assistance to independent wholesalers. A filing with the Securities and Exchange Commission on Thursday briefly detailed some of the ways the company will provide assistance. Where it is legal, the filing states the company will provide sales incentive payments to wholesalers for beer sold throughout 2023. The company will also extend extra credit to wholesalers for the rest of the year, where legal, and will additionally reimburse wholesalers for freight and fuel surcharges for the rest of the year. Now, that doesn't really sound so bad, ladies and gentlemen. When you think about it, it doesn't sound so terrible, because at the end of the day, they are going to take care of certain aspects of the companies that are affected the most. Fuel and freight is definitely one of them, without a doubt, but they still have to focus on trying to get the sales up. So they're going to add extra incentives to make people want to sell more beer as much as they possibly can. They're trying to light the fire under these salesmen's asses to try to get them to sell as much Anheuser-Busch product as possible. Now, obviously, they are very much aware that it's very difficult to sell this stuff right now to anybody, because nobody really wants this stuff. Nobody wants to take the risk of selling Anheuser-Busch products if they don't have to. So that's going to be the uphill battle that a lot of these salespeople are going to have to fight. But at the end of the day, if you are giving them an extra $1,000 or $2,000, $3,000, whatever dollar bonus per salesperson, I'm sure it's going to be a decent amount of money, because they know what they've done, right? They know that they lost a lot of money screwing over these salespeople, screwing over these distributors. They know that. So they're going to try to probably make it a decent amount of money, but it's not going to be something that's sustainable past the year, which is why they're only doing it for up to this this year, and that's it. So it says breweries and distributors typically split the cost of fuel and freight evenly between them, and as the cost of shipping rose significantly in the past few years, so did the amount of surcharges. This move will roll back the cost of these surcharges for the year. The filing also pledges to incrementally increase investments promoting its brands in local markets. Ben Steinman, president of Beer Marketers Insights, said AB's moves will help. It's an important step, Steinman said. You could argue it could have been more, but clearly they're addressing a need that has been arising loud and clear from their wholesaler community. They needed help, and this is significant. Anheuser-Busch products, including Bud Light, are distributed by Grey Eagle Distributors in all or part of 14 counties in the St. Louis area, but not St. Louis itself or Jefferson County. Grey Eagle president and CEO David Stokes said, "I am pleased with substantial commitment to our partnership. This support will go a long way towards helping our employees and our company as we work together to restore our collective business in our hometown." And as I mentioned, they're essentially been aiming to get their own customers back, right? They've been doing ads, they've been doing radio ads, they've been doing internet blasts, internet ads, whatever the case may be, to try to get people back who are local shoppers. We've seen different Anheuser-Busch distributors do this, and I'm not surprised that more and more are going to be doing it. But at the end of the day, again, I can keep saying it, but it's true. You will have lost an easy 20 to 30% of sales permanently. It is not coming back. I really don't think it's coming back. And the only hope that they have is to try to encourage younger and younger people to drink the beer and to come out and support the brand as much as they possibly can. But time has shown us and history has shown us that that is never the case. They will never support you no matter how much you virtue signal to them. It says part of AB CEO Whitworth's letter is directed towards Bud Light consumers who are unhappy about the marketing effort that included Mulvaney. We hear you. Our summer advertising launches next week, and you can look forward to Bud Light reinforcing what you've always loved about our brand, that is easy to drink and easy to enjoy. It says the current Bud Light marketing slogan is easy to drink and easy to enjoy. So it looks like they're going to go back to their typical advertising, whatever that is. It looks like that's what they're going to do. I can't wait to see as time goes on what Bud Light decides to continue doing, because it seems like no matter what they do, no matter what video they put out, no matter what tweet they say, no matter what they do, period, they're always going to get completely destroyed in the public eye, because people don't forget, right? People forget for some things, but when you really burn someone to the point where you become a meme about drinking beer, you're probably never going to let this go. And I don't think that customers and people on average are going to let this go. Are some of them going to? Probably. Are most of them going to? I wouldn't say so. So anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you did enjoy it. And if you did, consider leaving me a subscribe. I would greatly appreciate it. Don't forget to like the video, comment, let me know what you thought, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Hypnotic out.